group of former Canadian soldiers is gearing up for a new fight. They claim they were poisoned by a drug the military made them take. The veterans filed lawsuits against the federal government over anti-malaria medication called MEF-TOX-VET, once considered standard issue that came with long-lasting, debilitating side effects. Joining me now is Paul Miller, who is representing the veterans. And thank you for coming into studio to talk about this.
My pleasure.
Tell me a little bit more about what's behind this lawsuit and the veterans that you're representing.
The veterans, this goes back to 1992, when our veterans went to Somalia. They were given MEF-TOX-VET before it was even licensed by Health Canada. The military was allowed to provide it to the soldiers as long as they followed the protocol as set up by Hoffmann-La-Roche. The evidence is clear that the government and the military did not follow the protocol. They did not tell our veterans about the side effects.
And when you say follow the protocol, meaning the amount of the dose, the time?
There was a protocol for the clinical trial that the company gave the government and the military to track how people were reacting.
Okay.
And they didn't do this. And they never told our soldiers that if you experience certain side effects, you must discontinue the medication right away.
And we'll talk about some of those side effects because they're pretty serious.
They're horrific. They have anxiety, paranoia, but then you start hearing about the vivid dreams and the hallucinations. And these are people that are carrying guns, and the dizziness. And the hallucinations and the vivid dreams are such that when I've met with these men and women who are tough people, they can't bring themselves to even talk about it. We had one veteran in our office who just started crying and fell into his girlfriend's arms because he just couldn't bring himself to tell me what the dreams were about.
And there have been lawsuits in the United States on this very drug as well.
There's one going on right now. A Navy SEAL has brought an action against Hoffmann-La-Roche. The veterans in the United States can't sue the military and the government based on a long-standing Supreme Court of the United States law that's called the Ferris Doctrine.
But in essence, it's the same claim in terms of the side effects.
It is the same claim.
So can it also be, or is there a belief that it's also been, people have been misdiagnosed because of those types of, when you talk about depression, suicide, aggressive behavior, people might think PTSD? Yeah,
there's a lot of scientific evidence that PTSD and MEF-TOX-VET toxicity mimic each other. MEF-TOX-VET toxicity has a couple other key elements. One is tinnitus, ringing of the ears, gastrointestinal issues, along with numbness and tingling in the extremities. So when you can tease things out, there is a way to decipher. And there's no doubt that you can have both. They're not mutually exclusive, and there's no doubt that we have clients that have TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, along with PTSD and MEF-TOX-VET toxicity.
Do you think there's more veterans out there that, might either join or start to realize this because of the lawsuit?
We've done town hall meetings throughout the country, and the number of spouses that have come up to me and said, you have no idea what this has done. It has given my spouse some answers because he or she fits all of those symptoms. So that has been a wonderful aspect that people have come forward. I've had one veteran email me 3 or 4 times that just because of the information being out there, people who he thought were going to commit suicide now have some hope.
And that hope could be, in some ways, obviously recognition, but then compensation?
Absolutely. What we really would like to do and see compensation for the vets is that they get some compensation so that they can now control their own health care. Stop making them go through the Veterans Affairs because, again, Canada does not recognize MEF-TOX-VET toxicity.
So it doesn't exist for the kind of solutions that they need and ongoing health care.
That's right. And you have United States, Ireland, Australia, all have recognized MEF-TOX-VET toxicity as a problem.
Wow. Paul Miller, thank you very much for coming in today.